So if everybody can mute themselves.
Everybody mute.
Great. Thank you so much. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July and got to spend time with family and friends. I got to spend time with both of my kids, which I don't get very often. I had one in this hand and one in that hand, and I didn't let go for 2 days. And they're 19 and 21, so they're like, Mom, I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, you're on the clock, and you got to hurry up and be right back. So I really enjoyed my weekend. We're so looking forward to tonight. Debra sharing with us. And we'll just go ahead and get started and have Shelly open us up in a word of prayer.
You're so gracious. You blessed us so mightily. And I pray that tonight as we spend time together that you would help again to reinforce the bonds that tie us together. Help us to support one another in real ways as we grow our businesses for your glory and our good. And we thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Well, Sonny, will you do the honors of introducing this wonderful lady?
Well, I won't do any justice to as wonderful as she is. This is my sweet friend, Debra McC, who I got to meet on my Leaders Retreat trip. She is a sapphire with Plexus and is doing amazing things. She has been building her awesome business for, is it 5 years now? Am I right? And so she's got an awesome story that if you've heard her before. We loved her so much and really got so much from her and her inspiration and just her teaching methods. She's amazing. And she asked if she could come back and share with us again. I was like, heck yeah, we would love it. So got to hug her neck at convention, and it was awesome. So we've given her some things we want her to share with us tonight and kind of help all of us with everything going on right now in the company. And I hope you all have your notepads and pens in hand, because you will have a notebook full of notes by the time Miss Debra is done with us tonight. So Miss Debra, if you will take the floor and share away, sweetie.
I will, and oh my gosh, I am just, thank you so much for that intro. Let me do this. I'm jumping over because my recorded one, I just jumped off of another call and recorded it, so some pop-ups may come up, but I think I'm good on that. Yeah, this is just so amazing. I'm so glad to visit y'all, and let me just tell you about this gal. Met her on the steps of the Capitol, okay? Remember? Met her on the steps of the Capitol. That was what was so amazing, is just, you know, you never know how you can connect with someone and that outcome. And for that, I'm totally grateful. It reminded me just when you step outside of yourself, how you can connect with others. So I'm thrilled to be here. So I've got, of course, y'all, I got notes. You know, I can talk and talk and talk. So there's a couple of topics that we were talking about that ironically is something that I was even sharing with my team as well. So I guess that's a little validating, is that we teams across the board have the same issues and the same things and topics that we talk about that I think are motivating and that really resonate with teams. So I'm going to start off now. I'm kind of a little all over with what I'm talking about. I think the first thing though I want to share is, oh my God, that new product. Are y'all just like giddy? I'm obsessed with it. Edge. Oh my God. I've been, like I said, I went 5 years here. When I joined, there were 2 products. There was Slim and there was Accelerator. They didn't even have a name for the Accelerator when I joined. So it was, this convention that country come to town, okay? We're getting up there. We're getting up there. We didn't even have catalogs and brochures. Now we have social media shareables in our back office. Is that not mind-blowing? We've come a long way. And my tip for you is embrace it. Run with it. Grab it and just go fiercely and tell every single person you know that there's a way that they can have more energy. And there's a way that they can block the carbs. Because, that pizza that I ate, I've got something for that. Everyone needs what we have. And probably a lot of you thought that before. Gosh, everybody needs to get healthy. But to me, these new products open up a completely new area You know, I'm not worried about offending somebody if they need slim, because I'm not calling them fat. I'm talking about energy. Everybody needs that. Nobody's going to get offended by that. Everybody's going to like, give me some. I need that. So I really put my passion and my energy in the excitement from convention, the excitement of our new products, and holy cow, now there's another thing, the promo, the $19.99. I mean, can you get a lot more packed into one thing? I mean, the excitement is just overwhelming. You can reach out to people and talk about the new products, old customers, new customers, old ambassadors, people who've come. Yeah, I have ambassadors that have joined, quit, joined, and quit again. Guess what? They got a message about Edge about 2 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, a brand new product. You got to try it. So you really want to jump on the excitement that we have with this and utilize all these tools. The promo itself, okay, brilliant, brilliant. Plexus doesn't do this very often either, okay? To actually give a discount off of your sign-up fee, no brainer, okay? People, when we did a free shipping incentive, remember that? People came out of the woodwork for free shipping. Okay, people want to know that they're getting a deal. What better way than to show them the $19.99 promo? All right, so of course the requirement, make sure your people put in the code to do this. This is a coupon code thing. I get a lot of people that ask me that. Is there a coupon code? My answer is yes, there is. There is. So make sure they use that coupon code. The sign up is for a welcome pack. The one thing I talk about when I talk about this promo and really encourage it for people, the first thing I want to tell y'all is why is a welcome pack important? Because some people join without a welcome pack. Very rarely do I want to bring somebody on board without a welcome pack, and here's why. Number one, be a product of the product. How you gonna know what it tastes like if you don't ever drink it? Got to take the product. Number two, they're gonna ask you what's it like? What does it taste like? What does it do for you? When are you taking it? How are you taking it? You got to have an answer. Now, do you have to have a 50-pound weight loss testimony before you start talking? No, but you do have to have experience with the product. Be a product of the product and do it consistently. So the welcome pack allows you that option. The second thing about a welcome pack is, all right, y'all, again, 5 years, when I joined, I got 3 products in a bag and a little welcome letter. It was just on one piece of paper. That was it. Didn't know what it was. We have a gift. The welcome pack success kit is a gift. It's, I mean, okay, the recordable thing that Tarl does, the card, oh my God, that is so fun. The bracelet, the product cards, everything in there. Honestly, y'all, I really am debating on pulling files from my team page because I don't need them. The success kit has everything in it, everything. So the excitement that a new person gets is they feel like they're a part of something really special. Get them that welcome pack. They've got to get the success kit. For that reason alone. I mean, the products themselves are getting them cheaper. We're not even talking about business builder bonuses, how you can earn some money from getting the welcome pack, plus leaders retreat credits. I can go on and on and on why a welcome pack is so important. So that's why you're going to see a lot of times that Plexus's promos include sign up with a welcome pack. There's a reason for that. That's the reasons for that. So the next thing I'll talk to you about is, I'm going to do my page on my notes here, is how can you effectively share the promo, the new products? How can you put yourself out there with this excitement that I'm talking about? Number one, you got to know who you're talking to. All right, where's your master list? Do you have your master list? Let me just show y'all. This stays with me. This is my master list. I'm on page 17 now, 5 years. I still have page 1. I still have people, y'all, that I go back to. All right, these are people that may have joined and left. These are people that I just reached out to, Facebook friends. You know, they're on my list. This is a brilliant concept that is so simple, okay? I'll tell you a little fun if y'all saw, I know some of you might have saw this, but I went on a little Jeep fun Sunday with my husband. We went Jeep riding on a Sunday. I was excited about that. That was really fun too. I met some new people. I met new people that didn't know who Debra McC was. So you know what I did? Oh my gosh, we got to take us a picture. Hey, can I friend you on Facebook so I can tag you in the picture? Boom. Never said a word about Plexus, never. But guess what? I'm having dinner at lunch with one gal next week, and we're going to be talking because she got on my Facebook. People want to look. She wanted to see the picture. She sees on Plexus. Boom, bam, she's asking me questions. That's how you connect. Guess who's on my list? You want to continue to add people to your master list. These are your prospects, people you're meeting. I know Eric Worre, I even have it on my team page. I downloaded the memory jogger form. It's a way, and I think it might even be in our success kit too. It's a way to think of people to add to your list. Okay, it's people in the service industries, waitresses, principals of schools. I mean, it's just an endless supply. So make sure you keep your list. Now, categorize your list. Your old customers. I want to, you know what I do with mine and even my ambassadors is, hey, have you seen all the new stuff we've had since you left? Let me tell you a little bit about it. Let me tell you about the new block. Let me tell you about, whatever's happened since they left. Because they're going to feel like, oh my, I need to get in on this. I'd be crazy not to be a part of this. So I categorize my list based on who they are. For instance, those people that I met just a few weeks ago, I may send them a little different kind of message. Once we start talking about it, I may just talk to them about, I love this company and these products and what they've done for me. I would love to share more with you. Are you interested? Okay, that's one of the tips that I share when you are cold messaging. Be quick, be specific, use voice messaging, also use text messaging. Always end with a question. Because think of your engagement with your people as tennis, back and forth. Throw them the ball, they throw it back to you. You throw them the ball, they throw it back to you. So you want to ask questions whenever you're talking with them on your cold messaging. I'm really short of giving a script for that because, as you saw, there's so many different things you can talk about with different people that I can't give you a black and white, here's the 3 sentences you need to put. There is the magic text when you talk about sending it to people, but for the most part, you need to be personal and genuine. You need to say, oh my God, those Jeep pictures look so fun. I bet y'all had a great time. So, hey, I'd love to meet up with coffee and have coffee with you. So you want to be a little bit more personal. You want to bring in that sincerity and lead with the relationship. So that's kind of the thing. I don't really give a script on what I say, but I will give the format of it is lead with the relationship, always be personable, always be sincere, be genuine, be brief. And if you haven't, like some people on my list, I haven't talked to them in like forever. They're Facebook friends. Let's face it, we have some that we don't talk to. We're connected. What I do is I call that reestablishing the relationship, is make the connection again. On Facebook, I actually take down my friends list and actually categorize it on its own list. And I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that on social media. You can put your friends on particular lists. And the beauty of this is you can post to that list, so only those people see it. But you can also go into your news feed and just see the news feed of those people. Now, why do I do that? Because I want to comment on every single one of those people. Because those are the people that I want to engage with. Those are the ones that I want them to see my comments, jump over to my page and see Plexus or whatever. You want to make that connection. So that's a little social media thing that I use that I find is just brilliant. A lot of times I'm posting and a lot of my Plexus people don't see it because that's not really what that's the audience, not the audience I'm looking for. When I talk about the edge or talk about the new product or something, all of y'all know about it, right? Y'all don't need to know. So I actually put that on the list of my non-Plexus people because I want to engage with them. I want to reach out to them because they're the ones that I really want to make sure see it. Now, they may see it if I do a public post too, but I'd rather hone in right on that demographic. So that's another categorizing that I do for cold messaging. Now, product is a game changer. Here's my thing. Widen your net, okay? Think about the people that need motivation to get exercise. The guys that are drinking those energy drinks every morning. We have a CrossFit gym. You think I didn't message every single one of my CrossFit people and say, oh my God, I got something for y'all. It's going to energize you. It's going to make you want to work out some more because those burpees suck. I reached out to all of them because widening the net. There is nobody on this planet that I don't believe could use more energy, more clarity, motivation to get exercise. Nobody. So like I said, there's nobody that I'm going to discount with this. Every single person I know is going to get this information. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about with y'all is really as far as the tips on getting a leaders retreat, because that's a really biggie. We're already in the second month. I was just counting on the weeks. We've got 8 weeks, maybe in a couple of days, 8 weeks for leaders retreat. Now, of course, getting your people on with the promo and the welcome pack is going to get you credits for leaders retreat. How smart is Plexus? So the things I'm going to talk to you about is Leaders Retreat and what I'm doing with my teams and how I'm helping them to achieve the Leaders Retreat credits. First of all, you got to know where you're going. You got to know how to get there, right? You got to know about your 750 credits. So what I've told my people is we did this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, is we took, okay, your 750 credits. We basically, the first thing I tell people is look at your volume that you normally average. If you average 500 PV per month, you can go ahead and take that credit part, and 75, I think, 75 credits right off the bat for 3 months, because you're going to achieve that organically. You're going to get your PV and you're going to do that. So really what you're left with once you do that is your working total. Divide that by the number of weeks. Boom, you got to know what kind of goals you need for each week. And you can see exactly how much you need. This is very doable too, guys. It really is. I had 2 gals that are on our team. They went to convention last year, Arizona. They weren't even signed up yet, okay? One of our sponsors brought them. They weren't even signed up. And they actually earned Leaders Retreat the following October. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's doable. It shows that it's doable. One of the tips that they shared that I think is just brilliant is bringing in someone as a customer first will get you your 10 credits. Flipping them to an ambassador after 30 days or, the next month or before their next preferred ships or something is going to get you another 10 credits. So that's something that you want to consider. I'm always for bringing in a customer first versus an ambassador, because they need that 60-day money-back guarantee to fall in love with our products, right? Now you can see a 10 and a 10 and getting your double credits. Reaching out to your family and friends for support about the new products. The minimum is 50 PV for getting the credits. Block, edge, bam. That's all I got to say. Try the new products. Get a new customer. That's another way you can get your credits. And really just drumming up the excitement and even the support from your family. I mean, if you've noticed some of our posts that we put there is, hey, we're having a contest. I've been challenged. I really want to win this contest. Will you support me with my business? I've just tried the new products. You can order the edge and the block. Here's a little file that you can look at on the download of a PDF or a brochure, more about the products. So that's kind of the things that I'm teaching them to do, is reach out to them so that you can get these people on board, you can get them rolling, plus you can get your leaders credits. All right, and the next thing we're going to talk about, we're doing a lot of online events, just like right now. Online events are brilliant. I love them. I don't even know. I saw a Google Hangout the other day. I'm like, do people even use that anymore? Zoom is like where it's at. It's so easy. So a lot of us are doing the Zoom and the online meetings, and they're very effective. So I asked myself, and I even brought this out with my team, is how can I be a more effective Zoomer? How can I be a more effective audience to help my people that are doing these events? So I have a couple of tips that I want to share with you. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to look and see. Oh, good. I changed my little view so I can see all of these little faces. And I'm going to show y'all some little tips about doing a Zoom and some of the things that you can do. First of all, on a Zoom, but when you get off of this Zoom, I want you to go into your profile and upload a picture, okay? I want you to put a picture on your Zoom account instead of that little icon of that little head of that guy or girl or whatever. I want you to put your picture. And here's why. Because when you have your little kid and you're trying to do a bath and listen to a training call, turn your camera off and your pretty picture shows up. Instead of having, and yes, this had happened, y'all. One of my friends, her little kid, ran right past the camera on his way to the bathtub. Yes, it happened. So one of the tips I give about being on a Zoom is, remember, the beauty of being able to see everybody all over the country is you see everybody all over the country, okay? Make sure that you're looking your best. Make sure that if, with me, I do some early in the morning. They're going to see my picture, or they're going to see me. I'd rather them see me talking just like this. I feel like it's better of a connection because I feel very connected to all of y'all, and just by looking at your pictures. So remember, when you're participating in a Zoom or when you are just as an audience member in a Zoom, put your best face forward. Do not holler at your kids that are screaming in the background. Mute. There's a mute right there. There's a mute key right there. Mute it. Then you can holler at your kids all you want. But remember that you want to put yourself out there, and you really want to put yourself out there in the best light. Now, you also on some of this is a training, so I know it's us ambassadors. We can be very frank and very real. But when you're doing like an online opportunity event, that's when you put your Sunday church clothes on, okay? That's when you, metaphorically, of course, that's when you really want these new people who know nothing about Zoom and Plexus and Edge and all these other things and how great it is. They don't know. So it's up to us to be the encourager and to set the tone and the thermostat is what I call it, the temperature gauge for what we do, because we want that person to join. We want that person to be on our team. We want that person to try the Edge. And then we want them to get on a Zoom. And then we want them to be on a team call. But we have to show them how it's done. And we have to show them what you can do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Okay? So another of the things that I talked about with on the tips for the Zoom is if you don't really know a lot about Zoom, I didn't. I mean, I probably don't know that much about the phone way to do it because I do it on my computer. But try it out with a friend first. Go do a Zoom. Get Sonny on there and say, hey, Sonny, we're doing a 5-minute Zoom so you can learn a little bit more. I can learn more. Try it out before you do, okay? So that you can kind of know. Always as a courtesy, when you jump on, mute yourself. Remember, you got to unmute yourself when you start talking. I was talking for 5 minutes one time, didn't even realize nobody was listening, except they started doing all this at me. So just do that as a courtesy. There's a chat box also at the very bottom. I think if you tap the screen, you can see the little talkie bubble thing, and you can type in on your chat, and you can say, hey, how's it going? Or you can say where you're from. I actually, on my team calls, encourage my people to go to the chat and put, like my newbies, you know, if they joined in the last 2 weeks, I want them to put their name out there so I know who it is. I sometimes give prizes for that. So utilize the chat if you can. Y'all may already do that with your team calls and stuff. I love it because it's a way for you to communicate without being disruptive to the ongoing event. And lastly, sometimes it can be crickets. You know, when you say, anybody got any questions? And you're like, everybody's like this. Maybe as an ambassador, you can kind of come up with maybe some questions that you can ask to fill the gaps. Questions that you think your team may want. Look, I can tell y'all right now, and if y'all been doing this long enough, newbies pretty much all have the kind of the same questions, right? They ask the same thing. So if you find that there's nobody out there talking and you kind of put it out there for a question and answer, you can ask a question. You can ask a question that you think that other people are wondering because, hey, you've been there, done that, right? So it's really a great way for you to be a participating, involved, professional team member, no matter what kind of Zoom event that you have. And I believe that that is all my notes. I may have some more, but I think that's it. If we have time, if y'all want to ask any questions or if there's anything else you want me, any other topics you wanted me to touch on.
I have a question. Somebody asked me, and I'm not sure. If an ambassador has turned off and they want to turn back on, do they pay? Can they take advantage of the $19.99, or do they have to do the?
No, the only way a person can do the $19.99 is they're completely off of the genealogy, off of the system, and they've been released. So if you see their name, no, they can't.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Kind of along those lines, I have a question you might know. If you've got a customer who's been inactive since we moved to the new back office, they've become active, so they called in, got their number, got everything turned back on, would they count towards being a new customer in the consistency club or in your points for leadership?
I don't think so. I think a new customer is going to be based off of the, hey, you got a new customer emails. And if you get that, then yes, but I don't think you're going to get that on one of those. That's the old to new, that might be a little gray area. So I'm not totally sure. But I believe that that's not going to be considered new because you're not going to get the, congratulations, you got a new customer email.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing. And hey, congratulations, you got your new customer back. I'm going to read what's in the chat. If you sign up a new customer and get points for them, you can later sign them up as an ambassador for more points later. Heck yeah. Sure can. Make sure they get a welcome pack. Make sure you do the sign up and they get a welcome pack. And yes, what we call that is that's flipping. And that's how you can actually take advantage of both ways to get the credits. One of the things too, I know it's coming. I can't wait. They said July, so I'm assuming once the craziness of month end's over, there's going to be a tracking for the contest, just like they did for convention. I am one that's very proactive. Don't wait for it. Track your own stuff. Make sure. That's to me, I do that. I go with, you're not going to get an email when someone upgrades from a customer to an ambassador. You're not going to get an email for that. You're also not going to see them in that little ticker on the right-hand side when you log into your back office. So you know what that means? Be proactive. Go in your genealogy. You can click on them columns and sort. It's kind of wonky because I usually go in and sort by welcome pack, and then I'll get everybody that joined and bought a welcome pack, because if you sort in that column, that's how it'll bring them up. You got to click it twice, so it'll go descending instead of ascending. But then you got people who join who don't get a welcome pack. So then there's the enrollment date. So there's a lot of different ways you can find it. But to me, in as far as your teams and stuff, if you're communicating with all of your downline and stuff and going through your genealogy, you're going to see them. You're going to see the new people that are joining. Be proactive. I know last time for convention, they actually had a little, I think, snafu where they weren't giving credits for the upgrades. And I mean, if you are just going with what they say, you could have missed out on some convention contest stuff, and maybe could even on leaders. So track your people, be very proactive so that you know where you're at, so that you're getting closer to your goal to getting there too.
Awesome. Deborah, I have a question. A lot of us are reaching out to people and not getting a lot. We're hearing a lot of crickets chirping on this $19.99 special. Tell me, if you could, kind of some scripts that you use that kind of help to engage people so that you are kind of having some good feedback from that, and some hook lines that kind of pulls people in.
Let me tell you some of the things, not necessarily that I say, but that I try to, the format. I always open with something personal. I always talk about, remember when we were talking and you said you were looking for more energy because you were just so tired? Found it. You want to bring them back to the personal, and you maybe even want to validate, like, let's say you talked to them a few months ago and they were interested in, I don't know, the block or something. Bring that back up. Like, bring that back to the surface, because now it's gotten a little deeper with time, and maybe a couple more messages, and maybe they never answered, or maybe they forgot. So I usually start off with something a little bit more personal. It was so great having lunch with you. It was so great running into you the other day, kind of bringing them back up. Now, I will tell you that a lot of times when I connect with somebody, on like the gal that I did, the Jeep gal, I'll talk about her. When I message her, I never, this is always a given. When you accept a friend request or send a friend request and they accept, you immediately send them a private message. Not immediately, but you do send them a private message fairly quickly. What you're doing is you're cementing the relationship, because you can friend everybody all over the planet. But, hey, it was really great connecting. I'm so glad we can connect on Facebook. I love seeing pictures of your kids, or something. Something a little bit more personal. Here's why. They're going to see it. They're going to see, okay, it's not just a silent Facebook friend. There'll be some engagement. Number two, you can remember why they're friends, because I'm friends with a ton of people and I don't know why or how or whatever. Sometimes you lose that. You don't know. And what I've done is that private message, you can see your history. Okay, so if you've reached out to somebody and they didn't answer, you can look in your history and you can see. I have seen some where, that they see the message and they see the message, but then you don't get a response. So this is something that I do that seems to get a good response, even if it's simple or whatever, is I'll say, if I send a message and I don't get a response, as part of my follow-up, I'm like, hey, just wanted to make sure you got that message. I'm not sure if it went through. Well, it went through. We all know it went through. But if you just give them a little bit of a tidbit of, hey, just want to make sure you got my message. I'm so excited about the Edge. They tend to say, yeah, I'm going to order it. Or they tend to give a little bit more of a response. So some of the things that I do not oh gosh, I used to vomit plexus everywhere. I just want to tell everybody about everything. Y'all know I can get pretty excited. I got to hold back, and I got to play tennis. I got to throw a little bit at them, let them throw a little bit back. So some of my follow-ups are just more so of, just want to make sure you got my message. Oh my gosh, this promo they're doing is outrageous. Are you interested? Always end with a question, because that'll kind of invoke them to want to come back and answer you. So those are some of the things that I've used. It just really depends on who it is, how I know them, and how I'm going to reach out to them. If I do a private message, and I do a voice message, because, they're going to see the excitement. They're going to be, I always say, you do a voice message. Sometimes people don't know that that's what that is. So I'll always even come back, hey, just want to make sure you got my voice message that I sent to you a couple of days ago. Can't wait to hear from you. Maybe end it with a question or something like that. I do a mixture, voice and text. All right, does anybody else have any other questions?
I know y'all do.
Say, yeah, pick her brain.
Deborah, I have a question. I'm showing my picture because I don't want to see me right now.
I see the little, wait, I see the little icon. Well, next time we get on a call, I'll see a pretty picture of your face, huh?
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, so I love your feedback about, kind of, because I've reached out to quite a few people, and I'm in the process now of going back and, either calling them or voice messaging them or seeing if they, interested or whatnot. But I'm nervous that I'm going to come off, too aggressive or too salesy, because today I talked to someone, a stranger, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're not salesy." So now I'm even further interested in learning about the products and potentially the business. And so I guess I want to get your thoughts on, if I reach out to someone, over the weekend with the promo, is it too aggressive to then call them or voice message them if they haven't responded at all?
No, I don't, only because of the deadline for the promo. So talk to somebody over the weekend, voice message or standing in front of them or whatever. Hey, just wanted to, let you know, make sure that, let me see how I can word it. Hey, time's running out. Promo's going to be ending tomorrow. Are you still interested in joining? Ending with a question. I don't think it's aggressive because of the deadline.
Okay.
Normal things, I would probably give it a little bit more time.
Because that's what I'm using as my, just wanted to check in, it ends on Thursday, that's what I'm kind of saying. And so I just wanted to make sure you didn't think it was too aggressive for her.
Well, be short and be brief. This was the way I word it because, I just wanted to check in, just see if you're still, no, what I do is, hey, are you still, how would I word it? Hey, promo's running out in a couple of days. Are you still interested in joining? Boom. 2 questions. Boom. 2 things. Real quick, real brief, real short, because they're not going to read a novel and they're not just want to check in. Just remember the temperature gauge of your messages. Upbeat, excited. Oh my God, I can't believe you haven't done this yet. Why haven't you done this yet? Excitement, not aggressive, but excitement. Excitement over joining.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And congratulations. You're putting yourself out there. I think that's great.
Shelley typed a question to you, Deborah. Would you like for me to read it, or can you see
Please
it?
do. Go right ahead.
Can you give us an example of the language you might use when you reach out to a potential customer who you have never talked about Plexus with?
So maybe a Facebook friend or something? I know y'all have seen how crazy I am about these Plexus posts, and y'all know how much I love my Plexus. I would love to share some more products, especially because you were talking the other day about the headaches you have or something like that. Are you interested in hearing more? As a matter of fact, I can read y'all some too. That might even help too. I guess listen to how I just did that, the components. I got personal. I even made comical fun about the crazy Plexus lady. Okay, make fun of it. Embrace it. Yeah, I know y'all are seeing how obsessed I am with Plexus. Well, now I'm even more obsessed with the new product, Edge. I cannot believe all the energy it's given me. Are you interested in hearing more? Be exciting. Don't be salesy. I didn't feel like that was salesy because I'm laughing. I'm having fun. I know you've been seeing all these crazy Plexus. Are you interested in hearing more? That's the things that I'm using as far as the format of it. Everybody's different. I've got some people. I got a gal that I literally, and she is a parent's friend. So I know she's an older gal, and she keeps commenting and she keeps liking my little posts and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really know her that well. I sent her a message. I said, thank you so much for liking my Plexus post. Again, validating, being personal about why you're messaging them. Thank you so much for liking those Plexus posts. You can see how crazy I am about the new product. Are you interested in hearing more? Boom. 3 questions, three things, 3 statements. Never talked to her before. She's my parent's friend. So she's not even really somebody I engage with a lot. But she's commenting on mine. I'm liking her post. We're engaging back and forth with each other. I sent her a sample. Because she did come back and say, yes, I am.
So what I hear you saying is that, I'm going to try to phrase this right. If you do a little Facebook creeping and stalking, so say somebody comes to mind to you, and you're like, gosh, this girl's just on my mind. I don't know why. I would really love to have her on my team or as a customer or in Plexus. Guys, she goes to their page. You kind of have to feel them out. You have to see what's going on. You don't want to write on this, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about Plexus, and you go to their Facebook page and their dog just died, or I mean, you kind of go test the temperature of the water based on what's going on with their life, and you kind of feel them out, see if they're crazy about their kids, and if you haven't seen them in 20 years, find a common interest before you just puke Plexus on them, because I puke Plexus on lots of people, so I know. But isn't that what you're saying, is kind of feel it out? And
yeah, it's called reestablishing the relationship. If you notice on my master list, if you ever, RR is reestablishing the relationship. I'm not telling them a word about Plexus. I didn't tell a word about Plexus to that Jeep lady, because I'm not going to be, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to go, well, that's why she friended me. That's why she wanted it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to reestablish the relationship. They're just as nosy as I am. They're going to come stalk on my page, and they're going to see all this neat stuff about convention and Plexus and Edge and all this cool stuff. They're also going to see a lot more non-Plexus stuff, because I'm making it visible to them as well. It's not all about Plexus. I got to tell y'all, you can be 24/7. You can be all in this. And I feel like there's been times where I'm just like, that's it. That's all that's in my life. But if you really want to talk about enjoying your Plexus freedom, how is it freedom when you don't really feel free? Okay. Focus a lot more on non-Plexus stuff, and you're going to bring them in. Perfect example. I was posting something, because, I've been crazy with Edge, posting. And I posted something non-Plexus. Oh, I don't know. If y'all want to, y'all can jump over to my page, because I think it was something I did put out there. There were 3 turtles swimming around in my swimming pool. 3 turtles in my pool. Okay. Well, first of all, I freaked out, because I ain't doing no turtles. But I posted that, and I went, crisis at the McCutcheon house. And it was funny. I got so many people that commented and said stuff about it, and these were all people that don't do a thing about Plexus. They don't do Plexus. They don't want Plexus. They're not going to say, they don't even like my Plexus posts. So that showed me and reestablished to me, they're seeing my stuff. They're seeing all my stuff. They're going to engage with maybe some non-Plexus stuff, but that's okay, because immediately after I did the turtle post and I saw that and I realized that, I did post something about Plexus. So it can be all about the timing too.
And I think that we need to have posts where people engage with us, because then that when they engage with us, like when we engage with them, then it makes our posts, be Plexus or non-Plexus, show up on their wall. So
absolutely.
Their news feed. Come on, guys.
Sorry. I was going to read you a message that I sent to someone. This gal is someone that I have not talked to. We went to high school together, the old Facebook thing. Been friends. She's a realtor out of Florida. Hello and happy sweet Sunday. I'm reaching out to all my friends and family about the new Edge. I'm totally over the top about it and the energy I'm feeling. If you're looking for more energy and curbing your eating, this is definitely the 1-2 punch to do it. Would you like to hear more? Okay. It's just one of the different versions. But this was kind of like, I've never messaged her before. I've never talked to her before. I know she's seen my posts, because she has maybe liked 1 or 2 of them. But it was just a matter of just that one was kind of reaching out, talking about the products. But again, the format, brief, sincere, ending with a question.
That's great stuff.
love it.
Yeah. I'm looking at all your faces, knowing that you've got questions because you asked us. We've got Deborah's right.
That's okay.
Oh, I was writing down, but I do have a question. On your Facebook, your non-Plexus friends, can you kind of give us a rundown on how to go about doing that? Because that's a great idea, because, yeah, it would save a lot of time versus going back through and searching. Who have I not seen lately? Who have I seen lately, as far as posts goes?
Mm-hmm. First of all, you have to be very, very diligent that every time you accept a friend request, you immediately click on friends in the drop down and put them on the list.
Okay.
Every single time. Like I did that way back, so now I don't have to go back and do 3,000 friends. But let's say y'all are here today. Okay, today you're going to do this. What you're going to do is go into your profile, click on your friends tab, and it brings up, the mutual, recently added, or something like that. You're going to create a list, and then you're going to start clicking people and putting them on that list. All right. Just do maybe like 20 a day or 10 a day or something. I mean, you don't have to do 5,000 at one time. But what you're doing is you're creating a list. And what you can do with that list is two things that I know of. Maybe there's a lot more, but two things that I do is I made a non-plexus list. And if someone friends me, the first thing I do is I go look at our mutual friends, because I can kind of gauge if they are plexus or not, or if they're friends with a plexus person, because of, I guess, the area. And, you know, I mean, another thing too, I mean, if Facebook gives me a friend suggestion, I'm going to listen. I'm going to pop up there and see why they suggested this person to me. And it could be a plexus person, could be not. And it's okay to be friends with plexus people. It's just you have to remember that every time you utilize Facebook for your business, you need an audience, and you need to figure out what your audience is going to be. My little turtle picture, it didn't really matter my audience. I kind of wanted everybody. It didn't matter. I just wanted to have a funny, exciting thing. I didn't care if a plexus person commented it or not. But if I'm aiming it at non-plexus, I will use the list. So you put your people on the list, and when you do a post, you know, you get your little World Globe or your friends or a list. You can post to a list. So only those people will see that post. Now, the flip side of it, and this helps with your engagement, is if you go down on the left, I know on your phone you do this, go down to your feeds, and you can see the different kind of news feeds, because Facebook actually puts people on a list too. They're already created lists, acquaintances, and again, please don't think I'm a pro at this, because I'm not. Some things I've figured out. But there's a feed that you could go. You could actually see the feed of non-plexus people only. So what you're going to do is you click on that and you go down, and it's just a completely different news feed of just those people. And those are the ones you want to make sure you comment with. Oh, I want to make sure I comment about whatever it is they're posting, you know, engage. Don't just like it. Don't just even hit the smiley love bug thing or whatever. Just comment, interact. Send them, you know, something really cute about it. You know, I mean, the happy birthdays and the happy anniversaries is a brilliant way. You know, not to be too repetitive, but I can literally, I have a cute little happy birthday with the emoticons and all that stuff, with the cake and the candle and the smiley face. And I just cut and paste that on there and just give them a comment. I mean, it's just a matter of creating the back and forth with that. And I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you like somebody when they wish you a happy birthday? You think it's not a big deal. It's just a comment. But think about when you get a comment from somebody, it's your birthday. I mean, that's pretty neat. You want to put yourself on the receiving end of it and think, okay, I know how I would feel if I got that, so I'm going to do that for them. You're taking yourself out of the equation, and it's all about them, even when it comes down to commenting on Facebook.
And you do this on the phone, not necessarily on the computer, correct?
Both. Yeah.
Both? Okay, but you can do it on the phone. Okay, because I know some things you can't do on your phone. But
you can do both. Yeah, you can do both. It's all on the left side. It's actually, I know when I scroll on my phone, you know, it's your 3 bars, and you go down to your groups and your pages and groups, and then it says feeds. And mine, if y'all can y'all see that? I don't know if you can see the reflection. But in my feeds, right before my apps section, it's called feeds. And I've got, when I open it up, I've got most recent. I've got.
Are you iPhone or are you a?
I'm an Android. Mm-hmm. I'm an Android. But it's just, like I said, it's just all your stuff. And if you look, I think even on an iPhone, when you scroll down all the way to the bottom is like your log out and all that. Mm-hmm. At the very bottom, go up. So the next section above mine is interests, which Facebook did that. I didn't even do an interest section. Apps, and then above that is feeds. And then above that is all my groups.
Every day. Learn something new about Facebook every day. On the iPhone, you have your first section, and then you'll go down, it'll say show more. When you hit show more, it'll show feeds, apps, nearby friends.
So I think the challenge would be day one being now as you're going to go back. But if you click, and I've only done this on the computer, when I literally do a mass list, I don't have to anymore, because as I'm adding, I'm putting on the list. But for y'all, you would actually, I'd go to your computer, hit your friends tab, so all your friends come up, and there's a little button on the other side, on the right side, that says create list. Create the list, and then all your little people's pictures pop up, and you can click and it checks them, and it puts them on the list.
Yeah, I think I found it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got some homework to do.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun because you know what, honestly, I mean, we preach and preach and preach about master lists and contacts and names, but you forget. I mean, if you really, it's kind of like a follow-up. If you don't write it down, you know, you're going to forget. I looked on my list. I'm like, I didn't know I was friends with these people. I didn't even know. I forgot. So they became somebody that was on the list.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. She told me about in her photos, grouping her photos. You know, if it's ingredients or the how-tos or the printables, or you know, just to organize the phone. Do you use keyboard shortcuts on your keyboard?
Actually, I want to, but I can't because I use the Swift Key app, which is an app for Android that helps with texting and predictions and stuff. It's amazing. Apparently, it'll, you know how to predict your words and stuff. It literally, my message, it'll predict, hey girl, how's your plexus going? It literally will put that in there.
Nice.
But SwiftKey is a keyboard app, and I believe I can't use the shortcuts. It's one or the other. It's either or. So my shortcuts are actually in Google Keep. That's an app that I use, is Google Keep. It's a little yellow icon. There's all kind of things. There's S Node and all these other things. I like Google Keep because I can use it. It's syncing to my computer and my phone. So like I can go to my Google Keep right now on my PC or on my phone. That's where I tell everyone is take your shareables in your back office, upload your PDFs and your files and your videos, and take those links and put them in your Google Keep. So when you're texting somebody, I know on an Android, and I think you do on an iPhone, you minimize your windows and jump to another window before you don't have to close it to get to something else. I'll jump from a text message, jump over to Google Keep, copy and paste the link, and pop it into a text and hit send.
Okay, and that's like an app, correct?
Yeah, Google Keep is based out of the Gmail Google type system. That's what I use a lot of. Again, I'm not a pro. Just stuff I'm using, just stuff that I found that they just work for me. I really don't have time to retype and redo, and you know, I just don't have time for it. So I use the Google Keep. When I'm on a plane flying, I clean out my Google Keep.
Like on iPhone, I use my notepad, and I use my notes, and I have all my Zoom numbers and all my like videos that I know I'm going to send to people regularly. All my darlings triplex video. that is an awesome one. So I mean, that's a great place for iPhone people too.
Look, sometimes I've even told people real simplistic is text something to yourself, and it'll become a little album of your stuff. You know, I have another Facebook profile that I use that sometimes if I'm real quick and I want to message something and keep it real simple and easy, I'll private message myself the file or the link or something. Another thing I do is Facebook groups. I actually create a group as a holding system for stuff. You know those challenges we're all doing, like the Belly Buster and the 7-day? I was in one, so I just took their post and created another group of just those posts. I'm the only one in the group, and it's just like a source to keep them, and then I can buffer them and schedule them. So groups can be created. To me, though, I always I put my second profile in there because in case anything happens with your Facebook, you're not completely locked out, you know, as one. I think you're only supposed to have one, but you know, I use my Facebook groups for a lot of things, like the challenge. It's just like a guide. It's just that in there. I even have a contest group. If I run contests, I actually put it in there to save for later so I can remember stuff. You know, if I see a post I like. Buffer, y'all use Buffer? Oh my God, Buffer's brilliant. Buffer.com.
I haven't used it.
Same as Hootsuite.
Yeah, which one?
Hootsuite's good. Hootsuite was good. Buffer, and see, now that I do a bunch more pages and profiles. I do pay the little $9.99, so I don't know what you get for free. I think you get one profile for free, maybe. But I use I got groups and pages and profiles and Twitter and a lot of different stuff. So I'll pay the little $9.99. The only thing they don't do is, I know why. Hootsuite's not mobile. That's why I didn't use them. I started with them, but I switched to Buffer. Buffer is a mobile app. I'm literally, if I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling and I see a post I like, I copy and paste immediately, jump over to Buffer and buffer it for later.
Hootsuite is now mobile, but very, very recent. It's not as great as the web part, but it's doable for that, like you just said.
Oh.
Save your photo, copy the text.
Yeah.
And
you got to do what works for you, what you like. And see, and then neither one of them do the events, right? Not that I last checked.
Yeah.
So I use the Post My Party for that and do that in the events.
Okay, so you mentioned the word contest. We've done a lot of bingo that has IPAs all over it. We just did a scavenger hunt, which was pretty good because they had to take pictures with retail, when they're out in the public, they had to take pictures with servers in restaurants, waitresses and stuff like that. And gotta do a lot of back and forth, and they had to do a lot of posting. They had to reach out to other ambassadors that were above their rank and get tips from them. So the scavenger hunt was pretty good. But what contests do you do?
Let me tell you what I've just done these last 2 times, because I did it again for Leaders Retreat. I'm finding, and this is just me, I'm finding that it's the larger we get, for at least for our team, you tend to lose the mass appeal. You can't mass train in a group, and sometimes you can't mass do a contest. I'm doing a lot of my legs individual contests. For convention, I did camp convention, and it was kind of along the same lines. It wasn't necessarily my legs, but it was a specific group I created that they were in. So I wasn't dumping all this contest stuff into my big group, which I have almost like 2,000 people in there. And not everybody gets added in there too. So it's like, it's become, and yeah, you're right. It's the dynamic of it changes when you get that many people in there. I have level 15s in there.
Wow.
So, it's great. I don't ever want it to let go, but the dynamic of it changes. So, depending on your number of people, you may or may not benefit from this. But the reason I did this is because you don't get into my camp convention unless you give me a pledge, and you got to want it. You got to want it. You got to work it. Because when you dump it into one group and you get crickets, it's because maybe nobody else, do they really want it? If you want it, then guess what? You get exclusive rights to get into my little camp convention. We did some really cool stuff. We did challenges each week. And the person who completed it at convention, we got them. We actually gave them a one night at the hotel. We bought them a case of water, and we bought them all kind of fun stuff. It went so well that I'm doing it for Leaders Retreat as well. So what I did was I went into my big group and I said, all right, if you want to do this, I need you to pledge to me, what are you going to do every month to get to Leaders Retreat? How many credits, how many points, how many customers, how much PV? Tell me what you're going to do. So they sent me the pledge. I put them in the Leaders Retreat group, and I just did this was something I did that actually was beneficial, and I'm hoping that, this can even reverberate with your teams, is it's not the Debra show. Okay, I have a lot of strong level 1s. So I reached out to my level 1s and I said, okay, I'm doing this Leaders Retreat contest. I'd love for you to have your teams in there. There's my legs, the different legs. But I'm going to ask you to pick a week during Leaders Retreat that you're the admin of this group. You're going to do contests. You're going to do posts. You're going to do promotions. I'll give you the prizes. It's cool. We're good. Deborah's kind of a swagaholic. I'm sorry. I did have to send an extra suitcase home of convention stuff. I have a lot of stuff. So, but that took the pressure off of the budget maybe of the level 1s, and but it made them be involved. So I guess from what I'm just telling you, my advice is I like the exclusivity of a contest because they want to get in. They got to work. They got to earn it. The second part is put your level 1s or your leaders to work. Put your runners, get a group message going, and say, okay, whoever's in, you can do this. So you want to kind of get them to do it. I love the different flair. The gal that did last week, she was very much into the belief system and in faith and all that. So she really honed in on that. I'm doing this week, I did a commission qualified contest, and they get a planner if they're commission qualified by the 15th. So you can see the different styles, and we have about 8 more weeks, and I got about 6 more people that are going to be hosting it.
That's perfect. I love that.
Yeah, get them involved. They want to be involved. And then they can even be specific and piggyback to their downline, something they can add on top of it, Yeah,
that's great stuff, girl. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great leaders and a lot of strong people on this team. So we are really blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our first challenge that we did outside of our big group was our scavenger hunt. We made their own page for that. And
you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. To me, it's less confusing. Man, a lot of people say, "Oh my God, it's another group," but you know what? It's really it's If you teach them how to put it in the favorites and put it up there in the little sidebar, they can get to it very quickly and easily. To me, I feel like it just isolates it more. And plus, you don't get bogged down with all the other posts if you're in a big group.
Yeah. The pledge, was it something that you had that they just had to sign, or did they have to come up with their own pledge?
No, when you deal with a lot of people, you kind of want to make it easy. I actually worded it, and it was, there was like, I, Debra McC, pledged to get 5 new customers each month and 7 new ambassadors on my team and PV of, I like basically gave them the requirements. I can message that or put that, Sonny, I can put that to you. Because it was just pre-written, and like each letter, like where I blank the name, that was letter A, and the next blank was B, and all I needed them to say is A, Debra McC, B, 7. You see what I'm saying? So it was just a fill in the blanks type pledge. You got to keep it simple. Honestly, a lot of them didn't understand they had to get 750 credits. That was another reason I did this, is if I just throw you into a contest, you need to know what you're rooting for. So one of them gave me one, and the math didn't add up to be 750 at the end of the 3 months. I said, hey, I can't, you got to understand what you're doing, So again, I'm more about accountability and understanding. And let me tell you why. This is why Debra learned this. I did remember that luggage that Plexus sold? Remember that one year they had luggage for sale? Yeah. So I was giving away some luggage for a convention contest. And we ran it for 3 months. It took forever. I don't even, remember all the people that did it. So I picked the winner. And the girl was like, I think you got the wrong Stacy. I'm like, you don't even realize you won a contest and you won luggage. So my point is that I learned, number one, don't do 3-month contests. If you're going to do that, do 1-month drawings. Number 2, keep them engaged. And number 3, make sure they know what the heck they're doing. I picked her and she didn't even realize there was a contest. So I learned on that one. I learned.
Right. I think we're all learning as we go.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to pick your brain again before we let you go. We've got people on the call that are fairly new, don't have a huge client base necessarily, but really want to take off with this $19.99 special. If you're kind of going from a cold start to a sign-up special, how do you roll that in? How do you know who to look for, and how do you know what to say to kind of take advantage of this amazing opportunity without missing it?
Customers who've ordered more than once, customers who are doing the triplex, you want to make sure they're 100. Don't just sign up somebody to sign them up, because you're going to wish that they were preferred because you make more money and they get the discount nonetheless. So don't be too quick to sign them up. The promo's great. If someone sent you a customer, if you got a customer and they sent you a customer, their sister, their brother, their whatever, bam, they need to be signed up, and that needs to be their customer. That'll get them to the 100. Someone who's done it more than once, preferreds right before they're ready to order again. I always have my calendar marked at 3 weeks or so after preferred places an order. Hey, I know you're loving your products, but hey, call me before your order goes through again, or let's talk so that I can show you how you can get it cheaper. Because usually by that 3-week mark, they're going to love it or hate it. They're going to want to do it, maybe try another month, but they're going to love it or hate it. You don't know where they stand by at least the 3-week mark. And perhaps you can flip a preferred to an ambassador because they absolutely love it and their husband wants to try it, or they're running out of product because he's stealing it from them. Or, you want to gauge. To me, I would say to that new person, go to your customers first, because you already kind of got them. You already did the legwork already, because you only have a couple of days now. And that's more of a time thing. If you had more time, you could start cultivating some relationships and really, really reach out there. And you can do that in the next couple of days. But I would really categorize your master list to the ones that are kind of have maybe up to the ankles, not just their toes in the water, but maybe they're already in at least to their ankles, and then deal with those first because of the time issue. Flipping a customer to an ambassador, I found that it was a long time before I was comfortable with it happening organically, because I was always worried about what I was going to say. Oh my gosh, I never use the word sell. I always use the word share. I always talk about you qualify for wholesale pricing. You qualify for that. And how do you qualify? Well, you're doing around $100 a month, or you sent me a customer, or you got you and your husband on it. You're spending more than $100 per month. You qualify for that people like to hear that. They, you know, oh, wow, I qualify. Oh, good. I want to do it. You know, they feel like they're, you know, exclusive to something. So that would be kind of my advice to reach first. If you're going to do cold messaging, I'd really, like I said, I'd go with some people who may know you a little bit more, that they would trust you to take the leap fairly quickly. I rarely sign up somebody from stranger to ambassador, you know, in a short amount of time, because you want that relationship. You want to cultivate it. You want to make sure they get the right welcome pack, you know, make sure they get on board right and they understand it. Because if they don't, if you sign them up too fast, next month they're going to be a white line, because they're not going to even understand what they're doing.
Do you find sometimes just picking up the phone with your really good friends and just be like, girl, I just have to tell you about this. You just won't believe. Do you find you come across better by just picking up the phone and just being honest with them, or do you find you're better in text or better in messages? I mean, these are all questions I've gotten, so I'm passing them on.
Well, the thing I tell people is, what are you more comfortable with? I'm more comfortable with messaging and doing that because I can do them fairly quickly, but I'm not against a phone conversation. The gal that I did message, every time I ask her if she's interested, she always says yes, and then she doesn't do anything more. So I messaged her today again, and I said, I'm going to find her message. And it was very quick, and it was, I'm going to find it really quick. Good morning. Wanted to reach out to you about our newest product. The energy and clarity is awesome since I started it 3 weeks ago. I'd love to share more with you because I know you were looking for more energy, and I've got a great special offer for you. Are you interested? So I'm more about that because I established, you know, we did talk a little bit about this before. I'm reaching out again. This is what it's about. Are you interested? I find I get better results when I'm doing that. Now, my next message to her after she said yes, because she always says yes, yay, when's a good time we can chat? So I'm going to call her, but I find that my initial things are more, I just find me personally, messaging in some way or shape is better than an initial phone call. People don't answer their phones too, guys. They don't. If you text them and you tell them what it's about and they're interested, my next thing is great. Look, when's a good time we can chat? Tomorrow after lunch? Great. I'm going to call you around 3. Boom. So they know when that phone rings, they pretty much gave you permission to call them. And that's just the way it is now. I wish it wasn't like that, but that's just kind of the way it is. To me, I feel like that's laying the groundwork for the real connection of a phone call. I hope that helped y'all.
It does. It does help. Yeah. It kind of gives them, they give us permission to come to talk to them, to come visit.
Yeah. Not, I'll call you next week, or we'll talk one day. So, hey, I'm going to call you tomorrow at 3. Okay. Because they've already said that's okay. You ask, and then they say, hey, are you, even, I can tell y'all, even when team members get with me on, hey, I want to meet up, I want to do a 3-way call, I come back with, I'm available Tuesday at 3 or Wednesday at 4. I give 2 options. I mean, you never know what people are going to respond with, but if you come back with that, you're being very specific, and you know them. I mean, if they got 5 kids, you're not going to call them at dinner time. If they're not working, maybe you can call them at nap time. You kind of have to integrate what you think about these people, and that might be required you to ask questions. So how does your day look? What's the quietest part of your day, or when can you steal away for 10 minutes? Let's talk about when we can meet. You got to feel them out, and you got to ask questions.
Well, you were right. We did take pages of notes.
I hope that helped.
This is going to be one Zoom that we're going to go back and we're going to rewatch, and we're going to pause, write it down, play, pause, write it down, play.
I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm more than happy to help anytime.
Well, thank you. We're just so appreciative of you doing this, and so happy that you and Sonny met each other on the steps out there in Washington. And yes, that was a blessing for sure. Oh, it's 9:38. Wow.
I saw that. I thought, I don't know if y'all want me to talk more, but if you want me to talk more.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, good. Thank y'all so much for having me. And anytime, I'm more than happy to share what I know. I just hope, I don't feel like it's brain surgery. I'm probably telling half the stuff y'all already know, but I'm more than happy to share.
Oh, it's great.
You're not. It's all wonderful.
Yes. Yeah.
Good deal. Well, I will talk with y'all soon. Anytime. I would be more than happy to join y'all. Sonny, I'm going to message you that pledge just to have that for you. And if there's anything else I can help with, you just shoot me a text. Okay?
Thanks, love.
All right.
Appreciate
Bye,
you.
y'all.
Bye, honey.
Bye. She was awesome.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Pages of pages.
Yeah, that is good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.